Hi, welcome back to Joe Blogs. This video is the next in a series looking at my AI share picks experiment. What I am trying to achieve is to beat the markets, to make some money, and actually to double my investment within a 12-month horizon, which sounds quite ambitious, but we'll go through the details later in the video as to what return I need to achieve each month to be able to do that. And actually, I'm ahead of where I need to be to get to that target. So let's see whether or not I can keep that up for a full 52 weeks. Now, if you've seen these videos before, you'll know that I'm purchasing stock at the beginning of each month. So at the start of September, I purchased these 10 stocks, and this is based on an AI algorithm. I'm working with one of the biggest databases in the world in terms of AI data that's looking to try to find out different types of information, look at algorithms and trends and what's happening in the market, and to pick stocks that will beat the rest of the market. So the 10 stocks that were picked at the beginning of September were Astera Labs, Excelsis Technologies, Cadence Design Systems, Marvell Technology, Oracle Corp, ServiceNow, Synopsys, Teradine, Zoom Communications, and Zscaler. Now, I haven't done any research on these companies. I am purely working with the AI algorithm. So I'm putting my faith and also my cash in the hands of artificial intelligence. So, as I said, this is an experiment to see whether or not this can work. Now, I've actually been doing this for a few months, but I decided to turn this into a series of videos after I had some success in the first couple of months. So these are the shares that I bought, and I had a stake of $100,000. So I purchased $10,000 in each of these stocks. Now, if you've been following the channel, you'll know that after the first 7 days, this was the performance, and the stocks on average had risen by 6.1%. turning my $100,000 investment into $106,140. And you can see that there's actually been some mixed performance. We had a couple of really big winners. So Astera Labs went up by 25%, and Oracle went up by more than 50%. And if you've been following the news, you'll know that for a short space of time, Elon Musk was actually dislodged as the richest man in the world. But we also had some big losers. We had Synopsys came in at 32% down, and then we had a couple of other shares that were just under 5% down. But that's the point of building a portfolio. It's very difficult to pick one individual share that's going to just do really well over the next 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it might be. So it's always better to have some balance, because you never really know what's going to happen, and some might go up, some might go down. But the point here is that I'm trying to get overall increase in my portfolio. So now let's have a look at what's happened in the following 7 days. So this shows the data for the period between 3rd of September and the close of play on the 16th. So this is the opening position on the 17th of September, so 2 weeks after I bought them. And you can see that overall, the portfolio has now increased by 7.4%. So the 100,000 initial stake is now up to 107,356. So we've seen less growth in the second week, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm not worried about what's happening on a daily basis with these shares. I'm investing into this portfolio for a period of 1 month between the start of September and the end of September. And then at the beginning of October, I will pick a new portfolio. That's the whole point. But the objective is to increase the bottom line. So an increase of 7,356 in a 2-week period is pretty good. Now, if we quickly have a look at what's been happening in the markets over the same period, just to see whether or not I'm beating the market, I've picked out 4 main indices. So we've got the S&P 500, which is 500 largest companies in the US, the NASDAQ Composite, the New York Stock Exchange Composite, and the FTSE 100. So I've got the opening and closing positions here at the time when I was buying the shares. And you can see that the movement over the 2-week period between the 2nd and the 16th of September was an increase of 2.98% for the S&P 500, so significantly less than my return. The NASDAQ has done better. It's just under 5%, but it's still well below where I am. The New York Stock Exchange is only up by 1.6%, and the FTSE 100 is only up by 0.9%. So the return that I'm making currently is beating all of these markets. So this isn't just a tracker. The shares that I've picked are doing better than the markets on average. Now, the return that I've made of 7.356% in the first 2 weeks, if I was to continue at that level, I thought it would be worth having a look at what that would mean for the value of my portfolio. If I could deliver a 7.4% return every 2 weeks, then at the end of 52 weeks, I would have turned my 100,000 into more than $741,000. Now, that's obviously a huge amount of money, but 7.4% growth every 2 weeks is probably a little bit ambitious. So I thought I'd have a look at what it would mean if I could deliver 5% return every month, because at the moment I'm at 7.4, so I'm ahead of the game. If I can maintain some of the profit that I've made, then 5% looks realistic. If I can deliver 5% per month growth, then over a year, $100,000 would increase to more than $179,000. So that's a big number. But I'm actually looking to try to double my money in a 12-month period. So what do I need to achieve to do that? Well, in order to double my money to $200,000, I would need to be hitting 5.95% growth per month. So far in this month, in the first 2 weeks, I'm ahead of that target. So that's really what I'm shooting for in September. If I can hit 5.95% or more, then I'm on track to double my money to more than $200,000. So hopefully that's what I can do. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm using artificial intelligence, the power of AI, to try to beat the markets and make some real financial returns. So hopefully you're enjoying this experiment. If you are, then please subscribe to the channel, because if you follow my channel, you'll know that I'm usually posting on geopolitical issues. This is a sort of sidebar, different type of video that I'm looking to get into. I'm trying to expand my content. So with your support, I will do that. So please hit that subscribe button. Please also like the video, pass a comment below, because that helps with the algorithm, and share it with anybody else if you think they might be interested. But hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. Hope you've enjoyed seeing what's happening with these shares that I've picked out using artificial intelligence. I'll give you another update next week. Doesn't matter whether the markets have gone up or down. Hopefully I'm still doing well, but even if I'm not, I'll share with you my experience, because that's the whole point of an experiment. You never really know what's going to happen until you've tried it. But so far, so good with this experiment. I'm currently running at more than 7% profit in the first 2 weeks. That means that I'm on track to more than double my money over the course of a whole year. So fingers crossed, I will continue posting videos like this with some good news. So I'll see you again next week.